This piece is written by John George. It's called Navajo Legend, and it's found in Kaleidoscope Solos, Book 4. I want to show a few things that you should be aware of before you begin to learn this piece. The left hand has an ostinato, which is found here. An ostinato is a figure that's being repeated over and over. Now, John George, of course, is not going to do the same chord. He's doing the same rhythmic pattern over and over. So the first sound you hear, which is here, has an interval I'd like you to take a look at and identify. Can you figure out what that interval is? If you said it was a fifth, you're correct. These are rising fifths in the left hand, and I'll show you in a moment how to do that technically. This is repeated over and over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have a change here on measure 6. And so with your pencil, you should make a note of it, that it is different. And in this case, I'm circling it. It starts with a fifth, then it moves to a fourth, and then it moves to a third. And when I'm practicing this, I'm going to feel it with that fingering that's marked there. Then on the top of the next page, we come back to the original ostinato. Then we move to, again, a different one. And this time I'm going to mark it again with a circle, but I think I'm going to put a squiggly around it because it's not quite the same as the other one. The other one started on an A. This one starts on a G. And then back to the original ostinato. And that continues along. As I get down to this measure, I see I've got the A1 again, and over here I've got the G1 again. And basically I've scouted out the entire left hand. Here's the technique for the left hand. I'm going to use pedaling throughout, and I'm going to change my pedal on the first beat of every measure. So I'm going to begin by playing, and I think of that sound as one thing. It's a movement to the right, which brings me back down to the left. So I'm thinking to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. Also, I'm thinking of the dynamics. The first one is going to be more, and the second one's going to be less. And then it becomes an accompaniment for what will be happening to the other hand. Now, the other hand's going to be getting louder at this point, but I'm not going to really get louder, even on this change. I keep it at a pretty constant dynamic. It says forte. I might give a little more sound depending on what I'm doing in the other hand, but I pretty much keep that ostinato the same. Here comes that change. Here comes another change, the G change. Don't forget the B flat. The last time I play this, and I keep the pedal down as I reach for the lowest note. And the note and the pedal comes up at the same time. Okay, let's take a look at the figuration of the right hand. The right hand has a rhythmic figuration. It's using 16th notes, and we use the term duta data. So I have two 16th notes and an 8th note. So it's duta day, duta day, duta day. And I see this all over the place. I see it here, I see it here, I see it here, I see it here. Over here I see a duta data. Over here I have data duta day. And pretty much that's the same figuration throughout. So as we're singing it, Rhythmically, we would say do-ta-day-do, 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 do-ta-day-ta-do, data-do-ta-day-do, 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 do-ta-day-do, do-ta-day-do, day-do-ta-day-do, data-do-ta-day-do, day-do-ta-day-do, data-do-ta-day-do, 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 day-do-day-do, data-do-ta-day-do. Start at the beginning. I might add this just to get it going. Three things I'd like you to do before we're done. I'd like you to mark your sections. You can listen and figure out where the beginning, middle, and end of each section is, but particularly where the beginning of the sections are. You should have at least 3 sections. Also, you should mark the dynamics with a yellow highlighter. Notice where there's mezzo pianos, fortes again. It really makes a difference. The rhythm we've discussed, and finally take a look at that key. We've got an B flat in the key signature. Think of what key you're in. It could be F major, and by all means practice the F major scale. However, if you listen to the whole piece, you'll notice that we never really hear F major. Instead, we're hearing the final note, which is going to give you a clue as to what key we're in. Can you guess what it is? If you guessed it was D minor, you're right. They share the same key signature, and in this case,